Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel, guys. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button, and also if you're new to detailing, consider joining us on the Patreon private community where there's all sorts of tiering and benefits. Today's video, guys, the car in the background, as you may know if you follow the channel, is off to pastures new. It's been sold, I've received the money, and hopefully a transporter will be coming to pick it up Tuesday or Wednesday this week and it'll be gone. I have bought a new car already, and it's a horrible day. It's raining out there and it's a bit windy, so it might be awful audio. I'm going to go and show you the car and then we'll jump inside it and take it just for a quick spin. Let's go. It's going to be awful. I'm not sure if you can see anything here. Here we go. What is it? So that is an E36 328i Sport. With deep dish RC90 alloys. It's lowered right down. I've got to sort that out. As you can see, it looks like it's got wax on it. In black, metallic black. Oh Jesus, that made me jump. Get inside. So as you can see, tan leather. Oh, it's nice and low. Let's just tuck that in. So let me just wipe the lens. Sorry guys, we're doing this all in one take. Why did I buy this car? I love old BMWs. I'm going to take this air freshener off. I love old BMWs. There's something about them, the styling of them. I think they're fun. You get an attachment to the car. But I wasn't looking for an E36 really. I just saw one come up on eBay. Now that the headlining's gone. I'm going to go through and do another video on all the things that he's sorting out on this car. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of jobs, as always. But it's not too bad. The condition's quite good generally. It's hard to find 328i Sport coupes, you know. The 328i Sport, which had like a body kit on it and I think Blistine suspension as stock. You tell me, really. I don't know much about E36s. It's not an incredibly quick car. I think it's just under 200 brake horsepower. I love the beige leather in here. It's really going to be, we're really going to be able to restore this well, I think. Things like this, you know, really restoring. But let's just fire it up, guys. So I'll turn that there. Click that. And we're ready to go. So there you go. It's done 136,000 miles. Let's just turn the stezzer off. Which might sound like a lot, but that's about it's a 22-year-old car, so it's about 5,000 miles a year. So the mileage is probably just about right for a car of this age. I think check control came on that it's running a bit low on coolant. I need to. There's loads of things I need to do, but it's not overheating for the time being. So we could take it for a little drive. This headlining is doing my head in. That's literally going to be the first job that I'm going to have to fix. So what I'll do is I'll just pop the camera in here. It's going to be a little bit of wobbling and all that sort of stuff, guys. So just bear with me. Right, hopefully you got quite a nice view there. And we'll be able to see the car. Let's put my belt on. Smells pretty good in here. It's got a bit of an old car smell, but it doesn't stink like my Club Sport. I find it quite easy to drive. Everything's a bit smaller on this car. Where you put your feet inside here, it's in the footwell, it's a bit smaller. The car feels a bit smaller. You sit a little bit lower down on it. The ride is very harsh. You'll see the camera shaking all over the place, which is something that I need to sort out really. Be fine for a track, but on road use it's too low and it's too hard for me, so I'll have to sort that out. But it's fundamentally sound. I think I'll probably break down now, but the brakes are good, the clutch is good, the engine feels good. There's no knocks or clunks. I think it needs new wheel bearings at the back. Quite a heavy pedal, quite a heavy accelerator pedal. See, the suspension's not too bad, but it's just too stiff for me. It becomes annoying after about 20 minutes, and you have to be really careful of road bumps and all that sort of stuff. But it's nice. It doesn't feel like a really old car in lots of ways. Just a nice car to cruise around in, and it looks beautiful. I will do another video as soon as the weather sorts itself out, where I show you all of the things that need sorting out. There's going to be some mechanicals. It's going to need a little bit of paint, and it's going to need lots of little minor fixes and DIY jobs that you can do yourself. Like, I'm going to do the headlining. I'm not sure how well I can do that. I'm going to do this gear stick, lots of other things as well, the leather. I'm just taking this round a block. Let's go this way. Really pleased with it, guys. I can see myself just enjoy this. It's not going to be a track car. A lot of these, you have to be very careful buying E36s, because a lot of them get ragged, you know, get drifted and taken around the track and just destroyed. And they're getting hard to find now. And these 328i's Sports, something that's going up in value. The handling on the car though is the thing that impresses me the most. Well, the steering is so crisp for an old car, so it's perfectly tracked, and there's no play, there's no vagueness. As soon as you turn that steering wheel, it moves. And it feels incredible for a car of this generation. The steering, that's one of the most impressive things. The gearbox is better. The gearbox on this is better than my E46. It's less notchy, less rubbery. It just feels like it goes into gear better. The engine has nowhere near as much power. We're warming up a bit now, so I can put my foot down. It's got 4 new tyres, Falcons, I think, that are stretched. I don't know much about these tyres. They're all right. They should be decent. The main thing is they're all new, and they're a sort of performance tyre, I think. They're stretched, which I don't personally like, but it's not a massive stretch. It's quite subtle. These alloys are valuable. Well, I'm not sure if they're for me though, but for the time being they'll be fine. And they do kind of look nice, and I think the longer I have the car, I'll probably really start appreciating the alloys. Engine bay is really nice. Nothing, it's just completely standard in there and really nice and clean. On a rust front, we look okay. We've got a little bubble of rust in one corner and a little bit under the boot lid. It's been painted. I'm not sure if it's been painted in its entirety, but it's probably perhaps close to that. And parts of it have been painted well, parts of it not so well. You know, it's obviously got a few swirls on it, but there's not too many stone chips or any of that sort of stuff. So it's probably, I don't know when it was painted. I've seen a lot worse paint jobs, but I've also seen a lot better. But it's not bad. It's one that's savable, and I think the condition of this car is actually really, well, it's not concourse or anything like that, but it's in a condition where you can get it back to really good, and it'll be, when I finish with it, it'll be a really nice example of E36, 328i Sport, it'll be a really good example. And it's nice that I don't have any major mechanicals to worry about. Just got to get used to driving it a little bit. So let's give it a bit of gas. Probably not the best conditions to be going hell for leather, so I'm just going nice and slow. You feel now that suspension, when you hit sort of like little bumps in the road and stuff at speed, it's a bit too brutal on the car, and it's a bit too brutal, more importantly, on me. How do I turn this off? There we go. Stezza I'll probably end up replacing, although it needs like a little small unit, doesn't it? But it's a bit, it doesn't fit with the car. I want something that, maybe an original one, but I don't know if it probably wasn't a CD player back then, so I don't know if there's a tasteful stereo which looks in keeping with the car. Let me know if you know about these. I don't know much about them, like I said. This headlining is driving me mad though. It's like driving around with a pancake on your head. It is ridiculous. I can see why they're so popular and sought after though nowadays, because the handling on the car is superb. It really is. If it was just a little bit looser, so it's not so stiff, you could really enjoy the car a little bit. On a track, this stiff suspension will be fine. Oh, I've lost the camera, haven't I? On a track, it would be absolutely fine. But on the road, it's too much. So I'll just turn the camera off, pull back into the drive, give you my final thoughts, and then we'll call it a day. Okay guys, so I'm back home now. You can see this lovely old-fashioned instrument panel. Let's shut her down. Let's shut her down. I'm a bit low on gas, so off we go. Doug. Yeah, it'd be nice and cool. It's telling me to check the coolant level. I'll have a look at that. Let's take the key out. So I think that's some sort of immobilizer thing kicking in there. I love this. Look at this. But obviously this needs sorting out. But this centre console is in lovely condition. Doesn't have any of that rubbery plastic that the E36 has that you know, gets hot and then eventually 5 years later starts rubbing off. That's better quality. You sometimes find you go back to these older cars and some of the things are actually better quality. I'm sure there'll be things that aren't better quality. Like I think the gear stick might not be the way that's all failed, but it's also probably that's probably the original gear stick. I'm not sure that's the immobilizer. I think that must be an aftermarket thing. Not too sure about that, but we'll find out. It's probably a good thing having that. Stop it being nicked. The leather seats are very sort of slidey. They have this shiny, slidey feel to them. You can see they're all cracked. So this leather, you can see there, the sort of paint system on the leather is on the contact points sort of cracked and worn away, but no holes or anything like that, which is incredible. There is damage to the bolster on this side, but it's all fixable, so it's all good stuff. This is heavily worn, so that would probably benefit from being heavily cleaned and then all of those cracks filled with like the, you know, like the filler, and flattened and then sort of painted. Different colour, isn't it? Either that's really dirty. There's two shades of tan in here. If you look at the door cards, like you've got the lighter tan, the darker tan. That's the lighter tan, and I think this is the darker tan in the centre console as well. So we've got the darker tan there and the darker tan on the dash. It's actually really nice though when you're in here. I think some of you might say you prefer a black interior, maybe, but I don't know, it's a little bit different and it's nice. So that's cool. Love the original steering wheel. Love those pedals down there, although your feet are all a bit sort of more compressed. You know, but plenty of room. There will be headspace. This is the most annoying issue, guys. I think it's very common. You see it, very common. So I will strip all of this out. I did it on the E46. It's not a problem. Take all of these gubbins out, take all of this out, all this, and then figure out, they're usually hooked in at one end. I'll go and Google how to take it out, get the whole headlining moulding out, and then use an adhesive to put this back. And if I do it properly, that should be absolutely fine, and it means I can keep the original headliner, which means everything's in all of the right colour. I don't know what these look like, little speakers. That just is horrible that they're drilled into the, they're drilled through there, so they'll come out, and hopefully we can ruffle up the holes and so make it so you can't really see the holes. It's horrible when things are put into cars. This wasn't done by the previous owner. When things are put into cars like that and you damage the fixtures and fitments of the car, I hate that. But that's just part of it, isn't it? So there we go, guys. That's a quick look at the car. Let me know what you think about E36s in general. Was this a good car to buy? Will it be a nightmare? If you've got any knowledge of them, put that in the comments, what to look out for and stuff like that. I'm going to get the mechanicals checked over by a mechanic, and at the same time I'll probably get the rear wheel bearings done and get the suspension adjusted so the ride height's not quite as low. That'll be the first thing. I'm get it up on the ramps and check underneath. Then I'll probably restore the interior, and then once the interior's done, because the interior doesn't need too much work actually, everything seems to work in here. It's incredible, the condition, and none of this is delaminated or worn out. It's clean, really good. So once that's all done, I'll then go on to the outside and do the cosmetic stuff out there. So thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts, subscribe, take care, and all the best.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I?